What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me. Please bear with me today. I'm sorry if I mispronounce something. If I'm stuttering a little bit. I'm literally working on like 2-3 hours of sleep. Clearly, I didn't get the most sleep. I had to cook and literally was up all day, especially with 2 daughters. I'm telling y'all, crazy. But couldn't go back to sleep for nothing. So just got up, start cooking, and getting some stuff together. Amazing food, though. Amazing food. But y'all see here, you got Maher, Garcia. This is Caroline Levitt. We'll be showing y'all more, so stay tuned for, the rest of the video, the end of the video. But check it out.
Today we have officially learned Democrat officials still refuse to accept the will of the American people. Maryland Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen rushed to Dulles Airport this morning to fly to El Salvador, potentially using taxpayer dollars, to demand the release of deported, illegal, alien MS-13 terrorist. The Democrats and the media in this room have continually and wrongly labeled Kilmar Abrego Garcia as a Maryland father.
That's wild.
There is no Maryland father. Let me reiterate. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is an illegal alien, MS-13 gang member and foreign terrorist who was deported back to his home country. And when Kilmar Abrego Garcia was originally arrested, he was wearing a sweatshirt with rolls of money covering the ears, mouth, and eyes of presidents on various currency denominations. This is a known MS-13 gang symbol of hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Abrego Garcia was also arrested with 2 other well-known members of the vicious MS-13 gang. And 2 separate judges found that Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13, and that finding has never been disputed. And just this morning, it was revealed through Maryland court documents that Abrego Garcia's wife petitioned for an order of protection against him for 2 instances of domestic violence in May of 2021. And here is the order right here.
Got the receipts.
Court ordered that the respondent committed the following acts of abuse. Once in May of 2021, assault in any degree. And on May 4th of 2021, he punched and scratched his wife, ripped off her shirt, and grabbed and bruised her. This is from a court in Maryland. So not only are Democrats rushing to defend an illegal criminal foreign terrorist gang member, but also an apparent woman beater. To set all of that aside, the basic fact that he was illegally inside our country and had a lawful deportation order made him subject to removal back to his home country of El Salvador. And if he ever ends up back in the United States, he would immediately be deported again. Nothing will change the fact that Abrego Garcia will never be a Maryland father. He will never live in the United States of America again. And the United States Supreme Court ruled unanimously that the President of the United States and the Secretary of State could not be compelled to forcibly retrieve this citizen of El Salvador who is currently locked up in a maximum security prison in his home country due to his MS-13 membership.
I feel like that's real. I don't know why people are defending this. I honestly don't know. I find it insane. I find it insane. Like, it's one thing about it because I remember seeing something about her. I'm pretty sure it was on The View, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was on The View. If it wasn't, which I know a lot of y'all don't watch The View, but when I seen it, I was, looking more into it, and then, the whole, the Carmelo Anthony and Austin McCav, situation happened. So I kind of, got a little away from it. But I was, obviously looking at this situation and and seeing what was going on for a minute. And I had found a video, y'all. And I find it completely insane that there are people that are literally defending this guy, knowing, about this gang, this MS-13 gang. And on top of that, it seems like every time that Trump administration has someone on lock, and they doing obviously what Trump said he was going to do when he got in office. Doing what the common sense American people, you know, obviously what we want them to do. But the simple fact that they have to find, you know, and obviously it's obviously, you know, it's good to get out the facts, to get out the proof and, you know, different things. But I look at it and it's just like, bro, like, what more do people want? And the simple fact, like, why are you so much of defending somebody that it clearly isn't is causing more violence, more and more violence, and people are defending this guy. So I was looking and see here, if I'm not mistaken, here, this is Maher Garcia's wife. Says she refuses to state the reason she had a protective order against them in 2021. Check this out.
I have to ask it. You did take out a temporary order of protection against your husband in 2021. Were you in fear of your husband?
My husband is alive. That's all I can say.
Okay, and you know I'm not going to push on that apparently, but how much?
I honestly seen this and I was like, bro, what I find interesting about this is the simple fact that they need to be looking into her too. They need to be looking into her. And when I mean looking into her, just the simple fact, like I just found that answer just, see, I told you I'm tired. I was about to say answer. I find that answer like odd. He's alive? What does that have to do with?
My husband is alive. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to look into her. That's all I gotta say. Here's Homeland Security says basically that he's a MS-13 gang member. Obviously says here illegal alien from El Salvador and suspected. You know, when it comes to human, yeah. Like I said, I can't say certain words on here, especially that. I have been in trouble for, you know, that before, so I'm definitely not saying that. But y'all get the point. Y'all know what he did.
The report is troubling, and one of the questions that comes out of this report evidently is, was the FBI involved? Did they signal to the Tennessee Highway Patrol not to do anything with this traffic stop?
Jason, happy Sunday and happy Easter. Yes, we were able to redact and also give out for public consumption this Homeland Security investigation report. And basically what we found was that in 2020, after his prior 2019 arrest, he was transporting 8 individuals from Texas to Maryland. That's about a 3-day journey. And yet there was absolutely no luggage in that vehicle. That reeks of human or labor trafficking. He was also, during that course of the investigation, pretending to not know English. So investigators have very good reason to believe he is involved in human trafficking. But further, he's a member of MS-13. In his 2019 arrest, he was found not only with other members of MS-13, but as well, he was decked out in MS-13 gear. He was found with drugs and rolls of money. As much as the media and Democrats want to pretend that this is an innocent man, he is by no means that. And, you know, he should be off of U.S. soil, and he should certainly be in a detention center, whether it be in El Salvador or in the United States of America. He should not be on American streets raining terror.
That's wild, bro. It's almost like they don't think gave this man a job or something. You know what I mean? I find it odd. Says here that President El Salvador just said that he will not be returning Maher Garcia to the United States. And then Kaylin Collins had the audacity to ask a very, very ignorant question, y'all. Check it out.
Can President Bukele weigh in on this? Do you plan to return him?
Well, I'm supposed to not suggesting that I'll smuggle a terrorist into the United States, right? How can I return him to the United States? Like I smuggle him into the United States. I'm supposed to not suggesting that I'll smuggle a terrorist into the United States, right? How can I return him to the United States? Like I smuggle him into the United States, or what do I do? Of course, I'm not going to do it. It's like, I mean, the question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States. I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
But you could release him inside El Salvador.
Yeah, but I'm not releasing. I mean, we're not very fond of releasing terrorists into our country. I mean, we just turned the murder capital of the world into the safest country of the Western Hemisphere, and you want us to go back into the releasing criminals so we can go back to being the murder capital of the world? No, that's not going to happen.
Well, they'd love to have a criminal, released into our country.
I mean, there's a fascination.
They would love it.
Yeah.
They're sick. These are sick people. Marco, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, Stephen outlined it.
the one thing that I love about Trump is that he's real. I feel like a lot of people that dislike him, they are, I don't know why they like that. I would rather have somebody, like I said before, that's real, that's gonna say what's on his mind, be truthful about the situation, regardless of what's going on, rather than somebody that is sitting there sugarcoating it, somebody that's sitting there lying, somebody that's sitting there trying to play this. Oh, the cameras are out, the reporters are out, so I need to. Nah, be for real. That's what I love. I'm telling y'all, that's what I love about Trump. He's real.
Do you have something to say about
Yeah, I mean, Stephen outlined it. I don't understand what the confusion is. This individual is a citizen of El Salvador. He was illegally in the United States and was returned to his country. That's where you deport people, back to their country of origin. Except for Venezuela, that wasn't refusing to take people back, or places like that. I can tell you this, Mr. President. No, the foreign policy of the United States is conducted by the President of the United States, not by a court. And no court in the United States has a right to conduct the foreign policy of the United States. It's that simple. End of story.
And that's what the Supreme Court held, by the way, to Marco's point. The Supreme Court said exactly what Marco said, that no court has the authority to compel the foreign policy function of the United States. We won a case 9-0, and people like CNN are portraying it as a loss, as usual, because they want foreign terrorists in the country who kidnap women and children. But President Trump, his policy is foreign terrorists that are here illegally get expelled from the country, which, by the way, is a 90-10 issue.
Y'all see it, man. Y'all see it. And Caitlin Collins want to say, do you plan to return him? I'm telling y'all, bro. It's like every time that woman opens up her mouth, it gets worse and worse. Literally gets worse and worse. Says, this Charlie Kirk says, looks like the Maryland dad has MS-13 tattoos. Democrats, this is who you fight for. Literally, this is what Charlie Kirk has posted as well. You know, I guess this is the symbols for the MS-13 gang. It's pretty wild. Not even gonna lie. So, hoping and praying that I don't get blocked playing this video. But this is Bill and Charlie going at it. Check it out.
Well, they didn't vote for.
They did vote for mass deportations.
People without any. I mean,
so you mean that Maryland case is what you're talking about, right?
The guy who they're trying, who they said,
MS-13 member.
Well, there's no evidence that he's. They did not present evidence. I mean, I don't really want to get into the weeds on this one.
Bro, just because they did. My thing is, why are y'all pushing so much after hearing all the things that he's done? All the things that he's done. The tattoos, the reports, even his wife, and people are still defending this dude. I found that outrageous.
I got to do it on my show Friday, but the Supreme Court, I guess we have to get into the weeds.
There's even new evidence in the last couple of hours that I don't. You lead the conversation. You tell me how deep you want to go on it.
None.
Okay.
I mean, but I hope that if it comes to light, let me button it up this way. I hope that if it does come to light, that there really is no evidence that this guy was a gang member, that he got swept up, which is very understandable. That when you do a sweep, when you're doing big things, yes, nothing is going to go perfect. But if it does come to light, I would hope that some Republicans have the spine to say, yeah, that's not right. This guy should not be there. I mean, the Bill of Rights, it's pretty clear that you can't just disappear people without any sort of trial.
Well, but sorry to interrupt.
And deportation is not the same thing as sending someone to a prison.
But you are allowed to deport under the Alien Enemies Act.
Correct.
Someone who is part of a recognized terrorist organization, which MS-13 is pretty close to a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're
dude is saying okay. Like my thing is, why speak on something you not really know and too sure about? And saying this and saying that. It's just one of those things. Like, I feel like he's definitely he's not informed. He's not informed.
Okay. I mean, you're bending all these words.
And he's not an American citizen. We got to acknowledge that.
No, absolutely
right?
not.
So that's important.
But he wasn't here illegally either.
No, he was.
Illegally.
Yeah, the Maryland man. As long as we're not talking about two different cases.
We're talking about Garcia.
Yes, he was an illegal immigrant to the country.
I thought he was waiting for asylum.
You could be illegal waiting for asylum.
I see. So so they could deport him.
But how do you not know that though? That's been said multiple times.
Asylum.
You could be illegal waiting for asylum.
I see. So so they could deport him. That's right.
Yes.
But we never did it. But to a prison.
It's an edge case. I acknowledge it's on the edge.
Okay. Good.
No, but the edge is. So there's three ways you can deport people. It could be the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It can be
used only 3 times.
That's fine, but hey, look, and you quote the First Amendment all the time. That's from 1787, right? So old things are important.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with y'all right quick. Charlie Kirk, I don't know how this dude remembers everything, bro. I watched that video the other day. Y'all know he be going to these different colleges and stuff. I watched the video the other day. This dude was talking. I'm so sorry if I'm looking drowsy and tired. This dude literally called somebody out. Well, it's not somebody. He didn't call him out. He came up to the microphone and the guy said something. Dude said, "I remember you from a different college, bro." I feel like that really messed with me. Like, how in the world did he remember after talking to all these students and remember somebody from that long ago? I know that ain't really got nothing to do with as far as information in the year, but that is insane. He has great memory. Definitely. Because to remember all this stuff, it is definitely challenging.
1787, right? So old things are important. No, I'm just saying, just because it's old.
That's been used more than 3 times.
Fair enough, but just because things are old doesn't mean, and I'm not saying you're using that talking point, but some people are trying to invalidate it just because it's old.
Well,
it's also expedited release.
They're trying to invalidate it because it doesn't really apply to this, that it's stretching.
I mean, how is MS-13 not a terrorist organization?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can make
or
that.
Tren de Aragua. I mean, organized
because terrorism really is a political movement. It means terrorizing the civilian population to achieve a political goal. These guys just want to grab your locket. This is
it's a little more than that.
A lot more than that. Look.
Bill, I don't know, man. I don't know. Just for the simple fact, of just how he is sounding right now. He definitely doesn't know what. I think he's just talking. There we go. There it is. He's just talking. At the end of the day, he's just talking. And I absolutely find it insane that there are so many people that are defending this guy. After what I just heard, the things that he's done, and people are defending him is absolutely insane. It's one thing about it is that, like I said, Trump said what he was going to do when he got in office. And he's doing it. Literally doing it. I haven't seen nobody complain about grocery prices. I don't know. Me personally, I haven't. Some stuff done went down. I'm not even going to lie. Where I live at. I'm not sure about you. When it comes to immigration, there's a lot of things that are definitely, the numbers that I've seen, definitely progressing with, the deportations. When it comes to so many things, bro, that Trump said that he's going to do, he's actually doing it. And I feel like there's so many people that are mad that they're just trying to find every single thing and trying to find anything to make him look like he is the bad guy. Y'all know the truth of that. I'm just being we know Trump is doing this thing. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.